y'all. So it's a lot been happening. I've been keeping up. Um, it's interesting. I'm glad, cause Charles, I was about to get bored. Anyways, so one thing I want to get out the way is is I'm noticing that there is a double standard, not just in the mind of men, but also in the mind of women. There has been a lot of judgment of Velvet with the way that she moving and the people that she around, and um I do understand from a certain standpoint, because I do feel like she looking for carbonation energy, because I went on the dude who was recording page, and the reason I went on his IG is because during that whole transaction, like at the end where Velvet was about to go to the police station, he said something that reminded me of Eligio, or people like Eligio. Let me see if I could think what he said exactly. It was like he was saying like, this is my tribe, this is, whatever. And then when I went on to his IG, he was calling himself Chief. Like, see, all of this is very telling because it reveals a mental state. All of this is over confiscating black men who are looking in a manhood by starting these tribes and being the leader of it. But it's narcissistic energy, because in ways they want to have control and dominance over people. And not just that, they want to reinforce old, outdated stereotypes, beliefs, shit that we need to evolve from. They want the women to act like women, and that's whatever their definition of it is, which is very limited. And they try to act like men, which is really evolve them having multiple women and calling themselves chief. It's really ridiculous. Um, I also agree that I'm gonna get into the cards about it, but Velvet going to Puerto Rico. Now, people have to understand, when you deal with a narc, like the amount of trauma that they put you through, like it's it's natural to want them to hurt. It is natural to want those motherfuckers to hurt. Okay? It doesn't mean that you want to be with them, but you want to see that karma. And I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I don't. You know, I don't give a fuck if Velvet is playing mind games with Eligio. I don't give a fuck if she did all of this shit just to get him back. I don't give a fuck, because look, everything is divine. Everything. She could have been put on this path just to be the catalyst that brings him his karma. I don't care. I mean, we have to look at the bigger picture here. I don't feel like Velvet is out here doing the same things as Eligio doing, as in damaging souls, trapping souls, trying to control them. What I do see is that she keep trying to put herself in that position to be controlled. because she feel chaotic inside. So she looking for structure. So that's why she going to these tribes. She looking for certain type of man with a certain type of mentality. I don't believe that she thinks she doing it, but that's it's showing in her actions. That's what she doing. And that's just because she's hurt right now. But I don't feel like she's a bad person. And I do feel like she care about her daughter. So let's get into the card reading. Also, the double standards. I feel like there are women out there who encourages Velvet to be silent because if she speak, that's a sign that she still want him. Um, that shit is outdated to me. To be real, wanting people to be silent about their trauma is just as bad to me. It's just as traumatic to me. Like wanting people, making people feel like they can't speak about their trauma because that's going to imply something else and or whatever. That's really sad to me. It really is. But um I just hope Velvet really don't give a fuck what nobody think, and she keep doing what she do, doing what she have to do to heal herself. But she need healing though. That is something that I do agree with because the way her actions is, Velvet, she could talk a good game and all of that. She's very clever, she's smart, and she have a quick tongue. And it could be put to good use. But right now, what we're seeing is a young woman that's going through a transformation. A young woman that is trying to process her traumas. Okay? That just gonna take time. The stuff that Eligio put her through is gonna take time to heal. But that doesn't mean that she want him. And I ain't saying that she don't want him, but I do feel like she's trying to resist that because she came to the awareness that this is not healthy for her. This is not good for her or her daughter. And I also feel like she want revenge. And that shit is justifiable. So I'm gonna start out with asking, why did Velvet move to Puerto Rico? Yeah, pulling these cards, and I'm like, damn. I'm gonna have to eat my own words, bruh. Oh boy. Jesus Mises. She went to Puerto Rico because she is hurt. She hurt, and yeah, with this temptation card, she's tempted. She's tempted. Oh my goodness. I can actually feel it. So, but I do feel like it's something that's in her subconscious. It's a feeling, a draw that she have um with Eligio, and it pulled on her so strongly that it pulled her closer to him in Puerto Rico. Man, I'm hella disappointed. It's not like I'm surprised because I know I've been with a narc before and it took a long time to heal from that situation. Um, I just last year I dealt with a narc in my family and I'm still healing from that shit. Like still healing from it. So I understand, but and she understands as well. But it's like she can't really stop thinking about him. She feel pulled towards him. Um, but she's trying to resist it. She really is. Um, she trying to heal herself, but the moves that she is making, it's almost like her spirit is testing things out to see what work that will help her to heal better from this situation. There are things that she liked about carbonation, and she's looking for that. But she wanted it in a healthier way. But she's not really realizing that the whole concept is toxic. The whole fucking concept, having a tribe and all that other shit, and having one leader, it's all that shit is toxic. Okay, it's always going to lead to destruction. Um, but that's what she wants. She haven't came to the awareness that um it's kind of selfish. It ain't kind of selfish. It is. Like she operating out of her desires. Like she want to be in a position of power and control in some type of way. So she's going off and she creating or recreating what her and Eligio had, but she want it without the abuse. But she still want to have like that tribal thing where she like in her mind, I'm hearing mentor. She want to mentor the women, and then she want to have a dude that is like in control of the man. Like she's looking for that situation. But at the core of that is greed, um, egotism. At the core of that, that's what that is. And when you think about mentorship, all they doing is projecting a mentality. Anytime I ever heard of somebody who came up to me and they try to sell me a mentorship, like they was trying to sell me a mentality, a way of thinking that benefited them. So now they think they could benefit me, but they want to charge me for it. And usually these people want to have some type of control or dominance over my mind. Man, get that shit out my motherfucking face. I can't stand that. So, but we are raised in a society that teaches us that the mind is the most important tool, that we should be following the mind. They teaches us to follow the mind because the mind is so easily programmed. So she need to get out of that whole concept. Like, it's like she's trying to get rid of some aspects of that cult life, but she's still hanging on to some. She haven't fully processed it yet to come to the understanding that all of that shit is toxic. Let that go. Let that whole concept go of that whole cult, creating cults and shit like that. It never turns out well, and it's a reason for that. And these people are always trying to revert to some old way of thinking, some old way of living. And these are young people. Man, if y'all don't get on y'all Gen Z shit and helping us trying to progress into the future, create some new shit. Why y'all trying to go back to living in huts and shit like that? Boy, I almost got mad. Hold on. The reason they do that is because they looking for a sense of control, a sense of power, and this very oppressed system. But I don't give a fuck where you go. Puerto Rico, Africa, Hawaii, the whole world is oppressed under a system. One world order wasn't just a concept. It's already been in play. It's been in play for a long time. Even when you see in countries going to war with each other, nah, they actually working with each other. The reason why they go to war because it benefits them in some type of way. Like, okay, for instance, recently some type of pipe or oil pipe had got destroyed or stopped or whatever. Now everybody is rushing to the gas station trying to fill up on gas in a panic. Do you know how rich that make the gas companies that spike? And then what they do after they spike, they come out with some type of bullshit that you realize that shit don't even matter. Or they come back from like some type of economical change. Okay, like for instance, before the shutdown, we was getting news about COVID. Everybody went rushing to the store buying every fucking thing. Made the rich people super rich. But they already knew that this virus was coming. They already knew that was their way of preparing for it. That's why before the shutdown, they slowly seep the information into the consciousness of American people, triggering them to be fearful so they could go to the store and spend up all their money. Then they give you stimulus checks and tell you how to spend it. Like they just trying to play us. Get the fuck out of that. So these damn cults or whatever, they going to Puerto Rico because they feel like they have more freedom freedom there. Man, if you don't talk to the citizens of Puerto Rico and see how that shit really is, nah, those motherfuckers oppressed too. Damn. Now, man, get, boy, I'll tell you the truth. Now, I ain't trying to judge or nothing because these are young people and they learning their own way. So, them going through this experience, if these people are able to grow and mature into enlightened beings, then this situation is going to be beneficial just because they have a knowledge of it and awareness and experience of it. So Velvet, she's very prideful. She's not acknowledging some of her pain that she is feeling. So that's why she doing some of these actions subconsciously, but it caused destruction. So she need to be careful with that. Yeah, she could destroy Eligio if she wanted to, but if she's not careful with it, if she don't do the healing and the work on herself, then she gonna end up destroying herself in the process. She also need to be aware that she is following a mindset and mentality. She's not in her spirit. Um, they was calling them the tribe of Judah. Um, so maybe it's some type of religious. Like I'm feeling like she becoming more religious. And I just don't think religion is meant for her. But that's here or there. Like maybe she needs to experience that. Yeah. Velvet do feel jealousy just with stuff that has been happening lately with this deception and envy card. She do feel hurt and jealous about some of the things that's been happening. She won't come out and say it with this suffering and silence. Like, alright, okay, this what it is, y'all. Ugh, Lord have mercy. It's not like I knew this, but I thought that, nah. Okay, so she's still tempted by Eligio, but it's complex. She don't want the narc that he is, but there are other aspects of him that she did connect with on a deeper level. It do take some time to fully process the fact that a lot of times, majority of times, narcs is lying to you. They manipulating you, even when they are nice to you, even when they are treating you well. Like for Neytiri, you see how he treating her now? But that's only momentarily. They do that. They love bomb you to get you hooked. Because once they get you hooked, they know that it's difficult to detach. But they always detach. But what they are attached to is power and control. See, narcs are very insecure. So, and they always trying to fulfill that insecurity by trying to put themselves in a position of power, even if that position is not even right for them. They just have to be in that position of power. They just have to keep control. So him, the way that he acting is it don't have nothing to do with the baby. He just still want control over Velvet. It like really get under his skin. It really do. Even if he is aware of the fact that she's trying to resist him, he want to break her. He want to break her. Now, one day when she heal and get over this, um, that's gonna be the best thing for her, because when it comes to a narc, they could play this game forever. I've seen them do it. It's because they don't have no empathy. They always playing a game. So I see people, they be in 10, 12-year relationships, 20-year relationship with a narc and be losing their damn mind. And they still trying to play this game because the narc make you feel like if you just be calm and do what they tell you to do, then they will fully accept you and stop hurting you. So they breadcrumb you. But that's what they're going to do forever. Go ask somebody who been in a long-term relationship with a narc. It never changed. It never get to that point. It don't matter how hard you try to prove yourself to them. And it's like the longer they stay with them, the harder it is to get away from them. It's because they get used to living like that. They get used to perceiving that as love. And this is why. It's like a drug. And the narcs, they aware of this. Okay, so the narc will love bomb you. And during that love bombing phase, you getting that those endorphins and all of that. Like you feeling good while they treating you well, while they being nice to you. It's like a high. And then they starve you of any love and make you feel like it's your fault. So now you competing to get that high again. So they put you on that hamster wheel going around and round and round again because you keep getting high off of their love bombing. Okay? So most people, when they pull away from a narc, they go through withdrawals. They go through withdrawals. They just have to resist that. But the problem is that some people, they will replace a narc with another narc because they are addicted to that cycle. So, and right now, that seems to be the direction that Velvet is going in. She's replacing it. One good sign is that she's not staying in those situations for too long. So that is a good sign. But she is doing that. She's replacing that energy with energy that is just like it. Yeah, Velvet is operating out of hurt right now. And yeah, it's true. She looking for her spirituality, what fits her. But anytime that I see people looking for their spirituality, that means that they disconnected from their spirit because you don't have to look for that. It's already within you. But now people usually want to find it outside of them in some type of textbook or something like that. And it's because they don't trust themselves or they don't like themselves or they don't feel like they could control themselves. I don't think she's going to stick with this tribe. I think that eventually she's going to leave because it's going to fall apart for whatever reason. And that's always going to happen. Like when she looking for that energy, the same energy that hurt her in the first place, because she's looking for it, because she liked the aspects of it. It's going to be the same outcome. All she doing is repeating lessons when she do that. That's all she doing. So she need to stop doing that. But it's something that she gonna have to learn on her own process. But she do need an outlet. She needs somewhere where she could talk about the things that happened to her and feel safe. Now, usually I was an advocate for therapy, but I have a distrust of the healthcare system just from my own experience and seeing how they treat black people. And it's really hard to get in contact with the right source, I guess. But hmm, there's other ways of doing it. I don't really want to say too much because I feel like therapy can be beneficial to some if that's the route that you feel good with choosing. What I will say is that therapy can help you organize your mental because what they do is they program yourself to like yourself. And that could get you more in tune with your spirit. But a lot of times therapists they put a lot of weight on the mental as well and they're not spiritual and it's hard to find a spiritual therapist. So what they would do is they would teach you little mechanisms that help you to get out of certain mental loop or toxic mental cycles. And that could be beneficial, but even after that, you still gonna have to get connected with your spirit. So, but yeah, if your mind is effed up, I would suggest therapy first and then go on to your spiritual journey, however you're gonna do that. For me personally, um, when I was an advocate for therapy, I tried to get therapy, but the universe was always blocked that path for me. It'd be like weird stuff that happen. I go to a therapist, either let's say they quit their job, or they go to another firm, or my insurance stop abruptly. It'd be something like that. So, also, like I never been able to get past the first meeting. You know that first meeting you go to and they kind of just ask you questions to try to get to know you. But and there has been times that I had therapists and they dropped me because it's like they felt like I was too aware. They felt like I was too aware to really do anything for me. And I didn't even realize that at the time. It actually took a therapist to tell me that. She told me that like I know a lot and yada yada yada. I don't even want to talk about that. So, all right. The temptation is gonna get even harder. Honestly, I'm feeling like Velvet could go back. She's too much in a vulnerable state and she's too close to him, and I don't feel like he's going to give up, even with a restraining order. Like he's gonna be in her inbox and all of that because Eligio is itching for Velvet. Like he want her back in his control, but it's for selfish reasons. It's for egotistical reasons. But he gonna try to convince her otherwise. Oh yeah, this ain't looking too good. This ain't looking too good. And it's not feeling good. She need to get out of Puerto Rico. She need to get out of Puerto Rico. I don't. Her daddy need to come and get her or something like that. She need to. She. It's too tempting for her to be that close. She need to get the hell up out of Puerto Rico. She need to do that because it's like I could feel Eligio starting to obsess over the fact that she's that close, and she could feel it too. And if she's not careful, she could internalize that as a sign of love. Okay? Cause she want she want an orgasm. Now there's multiple forms of orgasms. Okay? She want that high. She want that love bombing high. She want that intensity. She want that passion. Cause she been looking for it. She been looking for the abuse. Subconsciously, that's what she looking for. She looking for the abuse. She know it's not right, but it's just like a person that's on drugs. It destroyed their whole life. They know it's not right. They feel guilty every time after they do it, but they still fiending for it, even though they know it's not good for them. And she, okay, she want Eligio to suffer, but she's underestimating how intuitive he is. Now he used it for the wrong reasons. He used it to dominate and control her, but he know, he know. Whoever that dude is, he ain't cutting it. Like I feel like she um she feel that energy deep down inside, but she's kind of repressing it so it don't come to her conscious mind, but it's still affecting her. That's why you can't ignore shit that goes on in your spirit. It's going to manifest outwardly either way. Mm. All right. Because I was seeing a conversation between the dude and that told Eligio where they was in Velvet, I wanted to see like what it was between them. Um, I do feel like Velvet talked to this guy before, like kind of just being truthful about her feelings about the situation. But and he might have even gathered information from her to go back to Eligio because he wanted to join carbonation, which I don't think that dude is going to stay in carbonation. I don't think Eligio really want him around. The dude is kind of creepy. He's kind of creepy. Like if Eligio keeps him around, it's just for the fact of using him against Velvet. But he kind of used Velvet as a way in to carbonation. And it's like the only reason he want that is because he's attracted to that lifestyle. Nobody nobody cares about baby Ellie. That ain't that ain't even the point. none of this on either side has to do with baby Ellie. That dude, he was talking about let him see his child or whatever, but he just trying to get a good meal, have some fun or whatever. That's all he trying to do. And I believe Velvet even told this guy about the abuse that goes on there. But he doesn't care. He didn't plan on staying long anyways. It's kind of like a vacay for him. He just want to be in a nice Airbnb, and that's pretty much it. He want to feed off of that lifestyle, but he don't care nothing about spirituality and stuff like that. And he didn't plan on staying long anyways. And he felt like he can endure a little abuse because he has before. So it's not even a big deal to him. But he do give me creep energy. So I wouldn't, to all of the tribes or whatever, I would not accept this dude. He's a real creep. Real issues. If you even look into his record, you probably could find some things. Jail record and stuff like that. He could be low key on a run or something. Nah, there's something wrong with him. I wasn't able to find anything. Well, I didn't look. Only person I look for is the main dude who say that he's the leader, and that's it. So now let's get into Eligio. All right, before going to Eligio, let's get into the relationship of Velvet and this guy. Um, Velvet is showing signs of like mental issues, like signs of like her mind not really being too clear. I'm feeling like members of this tribe or whatever kind of want to distance themselves from Velvet. Even this guy, like, there's been some type of tension or conflict. I even feel like he may feel like she's a bit too bossy or trying to control or run things. And I think that's coming from the fact that Velvet felt like she has more wisdom than them from her experience. But what she have to understand that just because she was in a position of power or organizing a cult or whatever like that, it was a cult. Yeah, he kind of thinking about releasing the whole relationship, the dude. Or he feel like he need a break. Cause for this guy, it's kind of like he just want things to be chill and have fun and stuff like that. But for her, she trying to implement certain structures, rules, regulations, and stuff like that. It's like she's trying to run it like carbonation, and that's not really sitting too well for them. Because I'm feeling like they are starting from humble beginnings, and it's like Velvet feel like she has the tools to quickly generate um, income, prosperity for them. She has plans, but she gotta heal. She has to heal. And she has to be deprogrammed. She's still filtering the world through the mind of Eligio, because she's still carrying his mentality. So she needs to deprogram out of that, because right now it's like she just recreating. She recreating carbonation. And I don't, like, I feel like in her mind, this is what she always wanted. And she just going after that goal or whatever. But deep down inside, it's kind of like a competition. And even if she was to create something that was more stable, that had more integrity than what Eligio has, I don't think that she's going to feel satisfied at the end of the day. It's a child in the hole, y'all, so if y'all hear a baby. Um, and she thinks she has the credentials to create something like that, but she don't. She really don't. Because it's not like she was a part of something that was actually successful. She was a part of something that was a lie since the beginning. It was a facade. And because I don't see nothing wrong with people like maybe getting a plot of land or something and, you know, sharing that land and taking care of it and working as a community. But no, she trying to bring the structure of chief and chiefess. Like these people have power and control over the mentalities of everybody else that's up under them. So, the outcome of this, I got obstacles and challenges reverse. It's just gonna get worse. I don't feel like it's gonna last. Yeah, I find it hard to relate or understand you. Can we get on the same page? People not vibing with her. It's because she's still carrying a Lihio mentality. And that's why I feel like she's in a weak and vulnerable state. Because she's still searching for that energy. And this is going to be a disappointment to her. And just like people that is addicted to drugs, like when they get clean for a little while, they go out in the world, something bad happen. Then they go running back to their drug. So this ain't looking good. This ain't looking good. Nope. So when it comes to Eligio, the game's just begun. He actually kind of excited. He's gonna start to do little things that plays with velvet emotions, and he feeling like it's going to work. He's really confident about it. And he slowly but surely is going to start trying to turn her team against him. Like he's going to try to get the main dude on his side. She need to get out of Puerto Rico. She needs to get out of Puerto Rico. If she doesn't, it's not gonna be good. He knows how to get on a velvet skin. Like he knows. He knows her. Oh my goodness, child. He also do something where he focuses attentions on somebody and it pulls on that person energy. It pulls on them. So he knows how to do that. He actually felt like it's not going to be long before she breaks. He felt really confident about it. He gonna tell her whatever she wanna hear, but he's gonna be playing on her emotions. He also know that Velvet is working out of her desires, so he's gonna be trying to flaunt that in her face or whatever. He might do little stuff like send her money, being like, I just want the best for you and my daughter or whatever, or he gonna try to get his way in. Um, it's gonna be even worse if this tribe or whatever don't change their location. It will be even worse. He also know that Velvet like money, so he gonna start to use that. He gonna say whatever. He gonna say whatever it takes to get her back. He might even send people home or whatever, but it's all because he wants to win. Now, some things that I noticed in the video is the fact that he still had baby Ellie documents. And he feel like he has some type of control because the documents that he feel like Velvet doesn't have it. So if she do go back, it's gonna be even worse and harder for her to get out of that situation. So, and she knows that. She knows. She knows, but I am feeling like if she's considering meeting up with him, even if it's in a public space, I wouldn't recommend doing it. I do feel like he's going to be on his best behaviors. Like he gonna try everything. He gonna try to like offer to take her out to dinner where it's just him and her. Um, he really laying it on thick. Like I just want to see my daughter. Like even if it's just a whole lot of BS. It's best if she just ignore all of it. Cause if she crack that door open, he gonna try to bulldoze his way in, and she's too vulnerable right now to even be in that situation. And he knows that. He gonna also start to try to manipulate the environment around her, the members and stuff like that. And he gonna use money to do it. Not just money, but other things as well. I feel like he has people that's in the environment, like in the neighborhood, that he kind of has like on payroll. Uh, it's he gonna try to make it hard for all of them. He gonna be doing like little manipulation tactics to make it hard for all of them to try to conquer and divide. And the bad thing about it is like he really committed to this. Like he really turned on by it. He felt inspired. So he kind of looking at this like it's fun. So yeah, he's gonna be trying to do all kinds of stuff. He really know Velvet weaknesses. That's usually like the first thing narcs try to learn about you is your weaknesses so they could use it to control you. And he feel like he lost this. He feel like he lost this bit of the war. So he's becoming obsessed about it. Just sitting there thinking and planning, becoming obsessed. So it is good that she got the restraining order, but he's gonna try all types of things to get her back under his control. And I feel like she's aware of this, but she feel like she could go toe to toe with him, but she's not with people that could really hold her down, like if she was with her family or something like that. People that he can't like throw some money at them and they comply. So the best thing that she can do for her and her daughter is to go back. Now, I think that it's nothing wrong for her to travel, whatever. But um yeah, she should just go back home or somewhere else, cuz she's not protected enough. She's not protected enough. And she don't have what I'm saying is that she is very tempted, but she's the last time she was there, it was really bad. It was really bad. And she still get flashbacks of that. Like it gives her PTSD. But Yeah, I feel like I don't say it because I feel like I'm kind of repeating myself now. I don't said everything I had to say. She needs to get out of that environment because if she go back or if she open that door, it's going to be really hellish. Really hellish. Like he already making plans. He really do feel like the fact that she even came to Puerto Rico that he still have a little control over her. So he's feeling real confident that she's going to break. And he can't wait until she break because especially if Neytiri is there too, he want to get them under his control because he want to embarrass them and play games with them and harm them. Alright, so I wanted to real quick see how Neytiri like outlook on this. Alright. She is she's starting to wake up a little bit. She's starting to come to the awareness like how selfish her actions is, and she's not liking it. She's not liking like what she's seeing. And she may even be making that known to them. She's communicating it with them. Cause yeah, her actions are selfish, but she's been in denial about that. It's been buried because she didn't want to admit those things because she's prideful. But I believe she's gonna leave soon. It's not just that brought it to her awareness, but it's other factors as well. She's starting to feel the need to leave and make better choices. So I don't want to stay on her for too long because I just like did a reading on her. I just kind of wanted to see like where she's at after this incident, and she's starting to realize that she's acting out of her fears as well. She's starting to really think about her actions. Yeah, I think she's even showing it. I feel like she's showing her discontent, if that's a word. She's starting to show like she's not really feeling it anymore, and maybe even holding back certain things. Because she may have been asked for money or to be contribute something, and she's holding back from doing that. Neytiri has an issue with security. She wants to be taken care of. Um, and this is the reason why she's even doing all of this. She wants to be taken care of. She wants security. Cause she's struggling with providing it for herself. But that's due to her insecurities. Like she has skills and talents where she can create income for herself, but she don't believe in herself enough to actually put in the work and continue. It's like she become discouraged. And when she become discouraged, she goes somewhere where she could get taken care of temporarily until she like figure things out again. But these would be really effed up situations. So, but yeah, she's about to do what she always do or whatever. So it is what it is. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap up the reading here and stay blessed, y'all.